It was definitely not expected during her lifetime that Jane Austen would become one of the most celebrated writers in the world today. In fact, while she was alive, her name was hardly known at all. She published her novels anonymously, and she never imagined that 2 centuries later, people would still be reading her books, watching films based on them, and discussing her ideas. Jane Austen was born in 1775 in a small village called Steventon in England. Her father was a church rector. This family had high social status, high social respect, but they did not have much money. And this financial insecurity stayed with Jane Austen throughout her lifetime. Jane Austen grew up in the countryside and she was surrounded by books, family conversations, and observation of everyday people, which shows in her writings. She wrote and she used to write books on a small table. Her writings used to happen on that small table, which makes her work and her achievements even more impressive. Jane Austen never married, even though she had chances to do so. She once accepted a proposal but changed her mind the very next day. She believed that marriage without affection was worse than remaining single. For most of her life, she lived quietly with her sister Cassandra, who was her closest companion and emotional support. Jane Austen wrote only 6 novels, but each one left a deep impact. These novels are Sense and Sensibility, Pride and Prejudice, Mansfield Park, Emma, Northanger Abbey, and Persuasion. Only 4 of these were published while she was alive, and even then, her name did not appear on the title pages. The reason was it was not common for the women at that time to write books, write novels, and get fame. She earned some success and appreciation, although but not enough to give her financial security. At first glance, her novels may seem like simple love stories about young women looking for marriage. But Jane Austen's purpose was much deeper. She saw herself as a moral teacher. Through her stories, she wanted to make people less selfish, more reasonable, and more sensitive to others. She believed that love was not just about attraction, but about growth and self improvement. For example, in Pride and Prejudice, and by the way, Pride and Prejudice is one of the books of Jane Austen that I have also read, so I am so excited to take this book's name. So, in that book, Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy do not fall in love immediately. They challenge each other, criticize each other, and slowly become better people. Austen suggests that a good relationship helps both people overcome their flaws. Love, in her view, is connected to maturity and moral development. And we see in this book that Elizabeth Bennet overcomes her prejudice and Mr. Darcy overcomes his pride. Jane Austen also explored themes of money and social class very honestly. She was not afraid to talk about income, wealth, and financial security. She believed that money is important but not the most important thing. Marrying someone only for wealth leads to unhappiness, but at the same time, marrying without enough money can also cause problems. Her novels show a balanced and realistic approach of life. Another important theme in her work is social judgment. In novels like Mansfield Park and Emma, she questions society's obsession with status and appearance. She shows that true worth lies in character, kindness, and integrity, not titles or riches. Jane Austen died in 1817 at the age of just 41. She did not live to see her fame. Today, however, she is one of the most loved writers in English literature. Her stories still feel alive because they speak about human nature, relationships, pride, kindness, and growth. That is why, even after so many years, Jane Austen still matters and probably always will.